Hi, water signs. This is Karen with Kinetic Karma. I'm here to do water sign reading for October 1 to October 15th. Just checking in with Spirit to see what's coming up, and most of this reading will be done with oracle cards. I may, if guided, check in with the tarot, but mainly it'll be oracle cards. And the first set of cards I'm using is Spirit de la Luna guidebook and oracle cards. They're awesome, and I'm going to ask Spirit, please advise what is it that the collective is dealing with in terms of what's on the table for them, what's coming up for them, what's most important for them to know from October 1 to October 15th, 2019. Spirit, please advise. Let me connect to the collective spirit guides, my guides to theirs, so that we can clearly get messages for what's most important coming up for them so that they can have some guidance. I have the healer, expansion, and bloom. Okay, so the healer, expansion, and bloom. The healer, bloom, and expansion. I think I like it like that, and so I would say that for water signs, you've been going deep into your emotional and psychic bodies to access healing in your personal life. It doesn't just pertain to your personal life, but you've been actually doing some very deep meditative, spiritual bath taking, kind of like serious spiritual work with yourselves this past month. And it's creating the ability for the seeds that you have planted, that you wanted to manifest, to start to bloom. They weren't blooming to your satisfaction, to your speed, to your satisfaction. That's why you went in to do that work. In addition to the fact that you didn't feel comfortable with exactly how you were feeling and what was showing up in your life. So you chose to go within and to do some spiritual work. I see some of you having done candle rituals. I see some of you going to the beach and pouring libations. I see some of you floating in what's called I think it's like a salt tank, a magnesium salt tank. Many of you have been doing many different things. Walking in nature, taking hikes with your animal, gardening, yoga. And so you've intensely, specifically focused on your heart chakra, your emotions, and your subconscious to clear out what was not working, what was blocking you from fully blooming and expanding your manifestation into the 3D, what it is that you wanted. So that's what I got. So now I want to take a look at the Spirit Animal deck by Colette Baron Reed. And I want to I want to go with the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. Please advise water signs about further clarification around the healing. First card I got was letting go. Like I said, clearing out of what no longer was working or was blocking you from fully manifesting what you wanted. The second card we got is healing energy. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, like I said, you've been doing some serious healing work. One more. For Bloom, please. Give us a card for Bloom. For Bloom, clarification, we have self-love. Wow, that's beautiful. With the self-love, I'm getting a tingling all over my body, and I'm seeing someone shedding tears of releasing old situations, shedding tears of gratitude, shedding tears of joy, but tears. Go on with your bad self. And please give us a card for expansion, clarification for expansion. And the card for expansion is burden. And with this, I got that because you were able to release your tears, release your emotions, release your burdens, that you are now able to expand. That's what allowed you to expand. You were holding on to way too much stuff that had nothing to bear fruit from, that was just blocking your progress, blocking your ability to grow and expand and access more of your gifts. And so that was a real burden, and you were able to just let it go. And when I look at the burden and I look at the expansion card, notice that there is a black or dark side to this card and a light side to this card. It's like almost like a yin and yang. And there was one side with the burden, which is the darker part, taking over. You had to do the work to let that go so that the light could come through. You could let the light shine and you could expand. Seeds grow in the light. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Didn't turn my phone off. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about burden. They're telling me to read it. So let's go with that. Burden. Okay, many times we take on the stress of those we love and care for. We see it as ultimate sacrifice. We take on the burdens to save them the trouble or heartache. Ironically, the way energy and the universe works makes this a very counterproductive way of operating. When we take on the burdens of others, we deny them the ability to learn and grow from their own lessons. We also interfere with the divine planning and timing, never one to be thwarted. Any lessons circumvented will absolutely reappear, sometimes with much more force than what was originally intended. Ask yourself if you or another is taking on troubles, lessons not belonging to them, out of a need to be needed. This stems from a fear that you or they are fundamentally not enough. This is not true. You are created perfect. Your fears and doubts keep you separated from this truth. This is the separation one can feel from the Creator. Once you accept and believe you are perfect and worthy, the tendency to make yourself invaluable to others through your help and assistance will go away. Your relationships can then be based on truth and not manipulation. So that takes us back to the letting go of trying to control, manipulate, and dominate, and using the healing energy and realizing self-love, and that everybody has to be ultimately responsible for their own selves, because that's why we came here. And when I was reading the card burden, what I got was that there was some child of yours, or some child that you were connected to, that you were taking on a burden from. That's what came up very strongly for me. It's like sometimes you want to save your children from the hardships of life, and we think that if we say if they get in trouble and we try to save them and get them out without them having to pay the full consequence, that it's a good thing, when really it's not. That's kind of a situation that I got coming up. And so if some of you can identify with that, hopefully this message is to let you know that you did the right thing by having tough love for your kid, or tough love for whoever it was that you had to have that for. And that in and of itself allowed you to have to focus on you and dealing with your issues of why you're needed, why you're loved, and let go of what was not true, face the truth, stand strong, and begin to heal, let go, and bloom and expand your own life. And in doing that, especially as parents, in doing that, you create a pathway for your children. Just your energetic feel when you do that, when you change yourself and do the work, allows your children to more easily access a healthier path, a healthier foundation of how it is that they get to be and who it is they get to be in the world, just by you doing the work. So I think that is a pretty profound lesson. I want to get some cards from the Psychic Tarot. Pull a few cards from the Psychic Tarot. Please, Spirit, for the water signs who are listening to this in the collective, give us more information about this expansion and blooming. Can you please comment a little bit more about what that's about? And we have authority, and we have victory and success. So let me just take a moment to read what those are about. The authority, ooh, okay, I love these books that have so many different start overs. Sorry it's taken me so long. I hadn't realized that this book was so complicated to find stuff. I guess I could just look in the index next time, but since I've already started down this path, I see authority. This card represents the masculine qualities of leadership, logic, strength, wisdom, and power. When this card emerges, it acts as a teaching tool, and in so doing, it is encouraging you to develop or reignite these qualities and tap into the masculine aspects of yourself. Other traits also included are good reasoning and problem-solving skills, being grounded and learning to develop strong mental control over reigning emotions. Oftentimes, this card appears to symbolize a father figure or an individual or wise authority who may be present in your life. It could be someone of high influence in business, or a prudent friend who uses logic and reason to create a positive outcome. Ask yourself whether it's time to take on and emulate similar qualities. Now is when you must act like a leader and exert your will by incorporating form and structure into ideas, plans, and foundations. It's time to stop talking and act in order to achieve what you must. Use the qualities and character of the authority cards so that when you need to make a choice, you approach it from a place of wisdom, rationality, logic, and grace, rather than one of foolishness, belligerence, greed, or self-centeredness. The way in which you acquire, handle, and wield power and authority is now being tested. The traditional archetype in the tarot is the emperor. And so, like I said, I saw it as the parent, definitely, and being an example for the child and having tough love so that they could understand that there are consequences for their actions and they're going to have to pay them. That definitely is a masculine energy. And then card 6, victory and success. Let's see where we are with that. Can we get to that quickly, or do I need to? I think I need to check the index for it. Victory and success. Number 6 in spirit. Oh, it's a card of spirit. Okay, good news is on the way. The qualities of this positive card are completion, victory, and success that often follows a difficult period. Many people around you are very proud to see how you triumphantly came through it. They respect you, and they may even attempt to follow your example, as we discussed, right? Your pathway, your path blazer, your trailblazer. When you do this kind of work, you've worked hard and devoted much effort to get to this point in your life. When you've become wiser and have grown in so many ways, always remember to stop and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. This card also reminds you to stay grounded. Remember where you came from and keep your ego in check. Don't lose who you really are. This victory can be used as a teaching tool for the future. Realize that if you came through this challenging time, you can achieve anything. And I think that pretty much sums up this reading and the message for my water signs today. So it's a short, sweet, and very to the point message, and it's repetitive. So it lets me know that we're on point, and I'm giving you the messages that somebody out there needs to hear. And if this message is not for you, I apologize. There are many readers on YouTube who you can seek out. You can check also your rising, your sun, your ascending signs, whether they be water, fire, earth, I don't know. That may resonate with you more. But for today, I thank you for coming. I thank you for spending your time. You could have chosen to do a lot of things. You didn't have to be here. And I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled. So you guys have a great rest of the month. And I will see you mid-October. Peace.